Two sides of a dirty coin, boy. My name is Richard Pryor. Don't play me like a toy. Don't let me steal your joy and put you out the game. Look in the mirror like Candyman 3 times to say my name. And I pop up behind you, ready to go to war. You ain't want none of this, so what did you say my name? Well, see, realist who I be. And hey, 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 what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Glad you made it. My name is C Real. I'll be your host on this ride. Sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelts. And we about to kick it the real deal. So, uh, I've been thinking about my show a lot lately, and what I wanted to do. And when I started this, I knew that some people might not understand it. You know what I'm saying? Some people might think that it was weird or uh what I my choice of topics and what I wanted to discuss, and what I wanted to expose, and what I wanted to bring to the light. Uh, but I'm only kicking the truth, and I'm only kicking the facts. And I know that might be uncomfortable to some people because they've been rocked to sleep by all these lies that we've been told throughout time to keep us passive, to keep us pacified, and to keep us under control. So that being said, I'm just gonna, I guess, jump right off into today's topic. Today, I plan on discussing some of the holidays that we celebrate and some of their meaning. Because, as you know, we have all the major holidays coming up here right in the next couple of months. So, um, I thought some people that, if they hear it, that, you could take my word with a grain of salt. You could take what you want from it, take bits and pieces of it and use it to whatever, for whatever you will. But I am kicking some knowledge, believe that. And one of the first major holidays that we have coming up is Halloween, which the Druids called All Hallows Eve. Now, the particular thing about this is you're going to be able to relate to it because once I start breaking it down and getting into the meaning behind it, and you see for yourself, then your eyes will probably open just a little bit. Okay, so All Hallows Eve, like I said, was celebrated by the Druids. Uh, it was started because their belief was that on the longest day of the fall celestial cycle, that the dead had one day that they could come back and they could walk around and terrorize the living. So that being said, uh, they would wear they would wear masks and disguises and costumes to try to trick the dead so that they wouldn't mess with them night while they were walking around or doing whatever they did. I don't know. But kind of like basically the premise of Halloween. Uh, like I said, they wore disguises and they wore masks and stuff, just like we do now, just like they do now when they celebrate Halloween. You probably didn't know that, but that is the reasoning why people dress up as ghosts, ghouls, monsters. They try not to be themselves. They try to because they were trying to fool the dead back then. So they came up with this idea to wear disguises, and it was started off as like I said by the Druids, and it was accepted by the Roman Catholics, and then it became part of Christianity. But if you think about it, why would Christians celebrate a holiday like that? I mean, honoring the dead. I mean, you're talking about the dead here, and you're honoring them kind of in a way, which is kind of goes against, I guess, what they try to tell you.
I mean, but a lot of these holidays are came from pagan type of rituals and the stuff that they celebrated, the pagans. I don't know if you know what the pagans were, but uh, I don't necessarily have a definition right now. You can get back on me that, and I'll break it down to you and let you know a little bit more about the pagans. But they were not Christians. I do know that, and they were into magic. They were into spell casting, spell binding, and all that stuff. That's why it kind of behooves me that most of these holidays that we celebrate, their origin started there. All right, moving right along. I'm about to get off into the next holiday, and this has nothing to do with pagans. This has nothing to do with witchcraft uh, or spell binding or black magic or whatever they were doing, chanting and all that stuff. This is something that was purely American. It's called Thanksgiving. Now, I celebrate Thanksgiving with my family, just like everybody, mostly else, shall I say. But I do know the meaning of it, the real meaning of it. And, I kind of question sometimes, should I be celebrating this holiday, knowing the origins of it? Well, when the settlers came over here, they befriended the Indians. And it was a whole new country to them. And, everything was fresh and new to them. So they depended on the Native Americans, and I'm about to throw this in here, which were us. Believe it or not, we are indigenous black people. I mean, people of color. We are indigenous to the Americas. We didn't just come from Africa. There were black people here, Africans here, way before Christopher Columbus, Hernando de Soto, and Cortez, and all these people. All before the Spanish came over here, there were already Africans here. uh, we were the original Native Americans. They just classified us differently within the last 50, 60, maybe even probably longer than that. I don't want to get into all that because I don't really know. So, but like I was saying, we are indigenous. We were natives. We were Native Americans. But anyway, these settlers that came from England that were dependent on the Native Americans. Uh, they showed them how to farm. We all know that. We all heard the stories. We all been to preschool. Not preschool. We all been to K through 9 or whatever. So we know the story. So I'm not going to get into all that because you already know that part. So what I'm saying is that after they after they were taught how to survive in this new bold land by the Indians, guess what they did? They turned around and turned on them. They turned on the Indians. They they killed them and they fought for resources. So that's how they honored the people who lent a hand to them. And that's why you got to be careful of who you extend your hand to because they will get comfortable with your hand. And the minute you pull your hand back, they'll turn on you. I mean, I've seen it too many times, but we know what happened with the rest of that story. So, yeah, that's why we celebrate Thanksgiving. And they had a bountiful harvest, so they started a celebration to celebrate. What were they celebrating? Were they celebrating their conquer conquering of the natives of this land, or were they really celebrating the bounty that we are told about in school that they're celebrating? I don't know. Tell me what you're thinking in the comment section there. Uh, Remember to like, subscribe to my channel, help me build up my fan base. You know what it is. All right, let's keep on moving. Okay, so the next holiday that I want to discuss is probably the biggest one uh, of the year. Everybody loves this holiday. Everybody can't wait till it comes around, and it's been monetized so now that it I don't see it ever changing. I mean, but what would the world be like? Well, America be like without Christmas. Everybody loves Christmas. Everybody can't wait to Christmas. Of celebration. It's a time of family. It's a time of friends. It's a time when you get together with your loved ones and you sit around the table and you eat ham and turkey and you know your uncle was over there acting up because he drunk and your grandma in the kitchen got it smelling good cooking the greens and got the turkey going and the ham and the dressing. It's a good time. Everybody loves Christmas, but Christmas was another pagan holiday. And like I was saying, the pagans and or the druids or whatever you want to call them, back then they used to celebrate on the biggest day of winter, the longest day of winter, which is around December 21st to the 5th, somewhere around there. I guess it all depends. Um, but what they would do is they would light up a Yule log. I don't even know what a Yule log is. I just know what I've discovered through some of my studies. Uh, they would light up a Yule log and set it on fire. They would all dance around and celebrate, and have fun and pass out gifts and stuff like that. So, think if you think about it, you got a Christmas tree. What do they do to the Christmas tree? They string lights around it, and those lights are to represent the fire from the pagans burning the Yule log. Kind of crazy, huh? But like I said, some of this stuff should make sense to you as I go on. And another part about Christmas is let's talk about Santa Claus, good old Saint Nick. Well, Saint Nick was an ancient, older, I guess they classified him as a saint. And I'm not exactly sure exactly when, where it started, but I do know that Saint Nick was a person who went throughout the village that he lived in, and he passed out gifts to all the kids. And after he died, they made him a saint. That's why they call him Saint Nicholas. And now we call him Santa Claus. So that is kind of like, in a nutshell, the origins of Christmas, where you got to pass out the gifts, and there's more to do with the holly and the mistletoe and all that stuff. That all started with the Druids. Kind of trippy, huh? Yeah, I know. Uh, Move right along. The next holiday I want to discuss, and it's another big one, and do, I, this is another holiday that was originally a pagan holiday, um, but the Roman Catholic Church again picked this one up as well as Christmas and Hallows Eve and Halloween, and they incorporated it into Christianity. Uh, and they also mixed in the crucifixion of Jesus. Yeah, they mixed in the crucifixion of Jesus with that, and that's how we came up with Easter. Easter was originally, like I said, started by the pagans. It was a fertility god that they started off worshiping, and then it changed to Jesus. But ask yourself, what does the crucifixion of Jesus has to do with a bunny rabbit and eggs? we all know that rabbits don't lay eggs, or at least you should know. Most of us know. You should know that rabbits don't lay eggs; they have live births. So where did this idea come from? Uh, the pagans, like I said, came from the pagans, and it was about fertility. That's why they when the old people say, "Y'all hunt you like rabbits," yeah, because rabbits like to breed. That's fertility. The egg in pagan times was a sign of fertility. So how do you get the life and death of Jesus incorporated with a pagan holiday? It's about fertility. I don't know. Is it about the birth, death, and rebirth of Jesus? Not rebirth, but the rising of Jesus after he died? Could be. I don't know. I haven't put that part together yet. I'm just going by stuff that I do know and what I can tell you. Yep, trippy, huh? Yeah, I thought so too. There's also a lot of other things out there that I've yet to discover, but the way I see it is any bit of enlightenment that you're seeking and you read upon and you find some discrepancies and you begin to break it down and decode it and you get some knowledge out of it, that's is the way I see it. I mean, like we have been rocked to sleep for so long and we become complacent in thinking that what they taught us was normal. But the older you get and the more you think about it, you start, and the more you find out, the more you know, the more you grow, then you figure out, hey, wait a minute, something ain't right about this. It don't sound right. It just don't add up. Is that why they tell you don't question? Do sounds to me like that's another way of keeping you complacent and brainwashed. But oh well, that's just my opinion. I don't know. Well, that's about all I got for you today. I'm gonna go ahead and end my show on that. Like I said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you can keep viewing more content and I keep putting out more content. Like I said, if you want to come on the show, you want to be a guest, I am accepting guests. We could have a question answer session, sit back and vibe off of it. You could bring ideas and we'll bring them on the show and we'll discuss them. We'll lay it all out and see what the real is. I am your host, C Real, and I enjoyed sitting here talking to you about some of the stuff that I found out. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna always keep it real and keep it 100. With that being said, deuces. Peace. I'm out.